Hello, my name is Knight Konje. The tool I'm going to talk about today is the case study selection flowchart. I developed this tool to help graduate surveyors select an appropriate case study that can demonstrate their competence and be used as part of the assessment so that they can qualify as chartered surveyors. This is how this tool works. First of all, you have to look at the projects you have worked on in the past 24 months. This is because the RICS will consider case studies only for projects that you have worked on for the past 24 months. Next, once you have done that, you have a short list of possible projects that you can use for your case study. And start with the one that is the likely candidate and ask yourself these questions, eliminating those projects that are not suitable as we go along. Okay, let's begin. The first question that you need to ask yourself is, have I been intimately involved in this particular project? If the answer is yes, move to the next stage. If the answer is no, go back and pick another project. Question 2. Are you involved in making key decisions? If the answer is yes, move on to the next stage. If no, you have to pick another project. Question 3. What you need to do is to look at what you have done so far. Does it include some experience that covers some core competences? For a list of core competences in your given pathway, they are listed in the full list of competences that is downloadable from the RICS website. So you can download that, and check it. So the question you're answering is, does the experience that you have in that particular project cover at least one core competency? If the answer is yes, move on to the next. If the answer is no, that project is not suitable for a successful case study, so you have to pick another one. Now, we've looked at these 3 stages. First, are you intimately involved in a project? Second, are you the key decision maker on that particular project? And then third, does it cover at least one core competency? So if you have passed all these 3 stages for a particular project, what you need to do is to ask yourself the 4th question. And the 4th question is, within that project, can I identify a key issue where I've demonstrated that I've given some reasoned advice? Or it could be a project that you are still working on. What you can do is look at it and decide, are you likely going to give some reasoned advice on that particular project? If the answer is yes, move on to the next stage. If the answer is no, you've got 2 options. One is to pick another project. The other option, you can get in touch with me and I can review it together with you and see if there's a way forward. Right? Okay, so having gone through those 4 stages that we've talked about, if your project has passed all those 4 stages, the 5th stage is where you look at the reasoned advice that you've given. Did it include you examining 3 or 4 optional solutions or possibilities of solutions before arriving at a conclusion? If it did, you have a potential for a winning case study. Yeah. If there's only one solution and there's nothing to demonstrate some reasoned advice, then it's likely that it's not the best project for a case study. In this case, I would suggest that you get in touch before ditching it completely, but otherwise what you need to do is go back and select a project that satisfies all these conditions. Right? Okay? So what you're looking for is a project where you're intimately involved. That's condition number one. Condition number two, you're involved in making key decisions. Condition number three, yeah, it has to include at least one core competency. Yeah. Condition number four, it has to include an issue where you gave or likely to give some reasoned advice. Yeah? And condition number five, that reasoned advice, the conclusion should have been arrived at after examining 3 or 4 possible solutions. If you satisfy those conditions, you have got the potential for a winning case study. And before you proceed, I would suggest that you get in touch with me so that we can review it and make sure you make that maximum impact so that you satisfy the assessors and qualify to be a chartered surveyor. So that is the case study selection flowchart. Just below this video, you'll find a downloadable PDF of the flowchart that you can use for analyzing your projects to make sure that they're suitable for an RICS APC case study. Thank you for listening. It's Knight Konje, your APC coach. I'm here to support you in your success to become chartered surveyors. See you next time. Hey, did you find that useful? Keep in touch by subscribing to my channel or email me on this email address, successtips@knightkonje.com. successtips@knightkonje.com. See you later.